So we've all heard of advanced driver training and advanced rider training. ROSPA, the Royal Society of Prevention of Accidents, and IAM, the Institute of Advanced Motorists, both deliver such training packages. I recently went on one of these training courses, and granted I only did one lesson, and I'll come on to that in a moment, but I wanted to have a quick breakdown of how the day went, how the course went, what my expectations were, how it actually felt on the day, and what the outcome was, and why I've made the decision to not continue with the training. So I'm going to break it down into 2 points. At no point am I going to mention the organisation that I used to complete my training, to take my training rather, or am I ever going to mention my instructor, because I don't think that would be fair. I think it's important to recognise that this is not me plugging advanced rider training, saying go out there and do it guys, because it's the be all and end all, and it is by no means me saying either to poo-poo it as, you know, don't do it, it's absolute rubbish. That is not what this is about. This video is purely about me and my views of how my day went, and you know why I'm not going to pursue it anymore. So I've been riding for 33 years, took my CBT in 1992, and I've been riding ever since. I've had a couple of breaks, you know, for children and stuff, but only short ones. I've generally been riding ever since. I ride all year round, so I'm not somebody that just comes out this time of year when the weather starts perking up. I will ride all through winter. That's what this bike's for. I've got another bike that I use in the summer weather, a bit bigger, a bit more powerful, whereas this is my winter hack, and I will ride it all year round. I've had a number of accidents, from silly little get-offs playing, you know, doing wheelies in my teens, to actually going straight through the side of cars and being airlifted to hospital. So I've had some very serious accidents, and I've had some minor little get-offs. So, and I've done track days. I've done probably 15-20 track days now at various circuits around the country. None of this is being said to big me up. This is purely so you get an idea of I have riding experience, and that's all. And riding experience, as we know, is experience. It's my experience of my riding, nothing else. Doesn't mean I'm better, doesn't mean I'm worse. It simply means I have experience. So the course itself, it started off meeting up with my instructor at a local cafe nearby, and we set about introducing ourselves, talking about what we'd be doing on the day, what the expectations were, and it was fine. You know, I didn't exactly hit rapport very quickly with my instructor at all, for whatever reason, but he wasn't a bad bloke, you know, he was nice enough. He himself has been riding for a very, very long time as well, so he has loads of experience. So after we'd had a bit of a cup of tea and introduced ourselves, went out, checked the bikes, make sure that the bikes were both safe and ready to ride, and we then spent a good hour and 15 minutes just solid riding, with the odd stop for 5 minutes just to have a debrief. The roads were similar to what I'm on today, which was country and urban roads, and in essence I led, he followed, and I had to keep an eye on my mirror to see if his indicators were on, which would then tell me whether I needed to go left, right, straight on, or whatever. Every time we stopped, he'd talk to me about road position, he'd talk to me about any overtakes I could have taken, ask me why I was so, you know, such distances away from vehicles, etc., etc. And point out some, you know, things that I could do to, you know, to improve those kind of things. We then finished the day back where we started, and we had a debrief about what had happened, what was going on, etc., etc., and then arranging next steps. The whole day itself was perfectly pleasant. There was no real issues. No near misses incidents, anything like that. Everybody was well behaved, and it was quite enjoyable being out on the bike, as you can imagine. At the end of the day, the instructor goes away, writes a report out and sends you that report to let you know how you did. You can then have an idea of where you need to make improvements, where you need to make some subtle changes to your riding, and so on and so forth. That's the structure of the day. And each training session is like that, with the hope that actually you take heed of what's been said and improve your riding. So, what did I think to it? The positives and the negatives. We're going to do the negatives first because I want to finish on a bit of a high. The negatives for me was there was a lot of unnecessary pressure I felt. Like now, for example, we're in a 60 zone, we're in a national speed limit. There's a car in front of me, broken white lines down the middle of the road, and there's every opportunity for me to overtake. That is what would be expected. I would be expected to have made an overtake, and if I didn't, I'd have been marked down for it. You would also be expected, when you're leaving a 30 going into a 60, for example, or a 50, to make progress quickly. So get on the accelerator, get up to speed as quick as you can. Obviously not redlining it, but getting up to speed as quick as possible. When you see a 30 zone from a 60, you're expected to wait until, not the last possible minute, but to use your braking to actually slow you down at a decent pace, because again, it's all about making progress. Every time you change road position, so you can see the road position I'm in now, I've positioned myself in a way that I can get an early view of what's coming. I can't really see through this hedge here for this junction, so I'm going to move back out a little bit, but I'm positioning myself for an early view, but safety would never be compromised. You're expected to do that, but every time you change position, you've got to check your mirror. The recommendation is every 10 to 15 seconds you should be on your mirror, looking, constantly looking, and making it obvious that you're looking. So with the constant pressure to do overtakes, a constant pressure to over rev to get up to speed as quick as possible, which, don't get me wrong, I do that. I didn't on the training day, and most days I won't because I'm enjoying the ride. It just, for me, felt like too much pressure. I was like, you know what, you're taking the fun out of riding here, because I don't want to be over revving, I don't want to be nailing it. That Audi there, I'm quite happy to sit behind it if I'm in that sort of mood. And it just felt like too much pressure. At the end of the day, I got my report, and my report mirrored that I was a considerate, competent, confident and an aware rider. That was obvious that I was looking for hazards, I was aware of my surroundings, etc, etc. So the report I got back indicated that actually I'm not a bad rider, which is nice to know. So based on that, I then made the decision that actually I don't need the unnecessary pressure. I don't need the constant being told, get the overtake done, get up to speed quickly, keep checking your mirrors. I didn't need all that. So that's the reason I've elected not to continue with it, because it just felt like unnecessary pressure, and I didn't want that. So the plus sides then to advanced rider training. I think if you are new-ish to riding, and I don't mean you've just passed your CBT or just passed your licence and you've only had it for 6 months, get some experience first. I would suggest that whatever licence you're on, give yourself a year of practice before you attempt anything advanced. Get some machine control, get some awareness, get some practice, you know, get some experience. But if you are somebody who's newish to riding, or you've been riding for many, many years, but you constantly feel like you're nervous, you're constantly being surprised because things are jumping out at you that you've not noticed, then maybe it's something that you could probably look at. I shall thank those two. Then maybe it's something you should possibly look at, because maybe you're sat in the wrong position on the road, maybe you're only looking straight in front of you here, not up the road there. So if you feel like you're constantly surprised or constantly at risk, then by all means take it. The lessons you learn on these courses are quite frankly brilliant, and they do save lives. They are proven techniques that make you a safer rider. The reason I've not done it is because my report says that actually most of those skills I've already got, they just needed fine-tuning. And the pressure that I was put under was to get me to the highest possible level. So it was to get me the best pass possible. So the pressure was really on. I think it mirrored the experience I'd already got, which was we've got a good starting point here, so they were really putting the pressure on to get the best out of me, and that's great. It just, I wasn't comfortable with it. But the courses work, the courses are good. So ROSPA and Institute of Advanced Motoring, they are both very good courses. You will learn a lot. You will learn a very, you will learn good machine control, cornering techniques, overtaking techniques, braking techniques. There's so many different things that you'll learn that will make you a better rider. You'll be able to control your machine better. You'll be safer. They are very good, but they weren't for me. I think I've been riding far too long to actually really get the benefit from them. And like I say, I'm also stuck in my ways a bit. I like to just bimble around sometimes at 10-15 miles an hour below the speed limit. If I can see an overtake ahead, if I'm on this bike, 9 times out of 10 I probably won't even go for it. If I'm on my other one, yeah, because I know I can get past in about 2 seconds. But it's all about how you feel at the time. So, in summary, advanced rider training, should you do it? Yes, if you feel you need to. No, if you don't feel you need to. But don't let arrogance, because you go around on your R6 with your loud pipe open, with your knee on the floor, wheeling everywhere, doesn't mean you're a safe rider. What it means is you've got good machine control. So maybe have a look. In the same breath as well, if you're a brand new rider, maybe get some experience first and then go and try. But it really is down to the individual. But yes, they work, the training is good, but it absolutely was not for me. So I did one lesson and I left. If there's any more questions anyway, guys, if you want to know any more, I can send you some links to various things. I'll put some links in the description down below if you like. There are clubs that you can join, there are people you can go and talk to, learn a bit more from the actual instructors, not just me waffling on. And ride safe, everyone.